Hello, Tim. You're muted. You're still muted.
Oh, that's a bit better.
Yeah, now
Oh,
you're
that took a bit of time. I had to go from one option to another, like a list of 1, 2, 3.
now I hear you.
That's good then. I
How are
couldn't.
you?
The system didn't automatically launch the app, so it asked me to reinstall or launch it. So I installed it, and then still nothing happened. So now I've gone to the web browser,
I see. Yeah.
which is unusual.
Yeah, maybe the thingy needs an update. I just recently had to update mine.
Well, I saw the email about important updates or whatever extra utilities or something.
Yeah. How
Maybe
are
I
you?
should. Yeah, it's quite good. Thank you very much. Yeah, all good news.
Very
Well,
nice.
most of it good news, apart from people ignoring me.
Apart from
People ignoring me.
people ignoring you.
Yeah,
Okay.
her WhatsApp group. There's a neuroscientist calling herself Dr. Language because she's been studying and teaching languages for 25 years. Um, point one was I did ask her to provide some evidence that she could speak other languages. As yet, not done. And that was a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
All right.
She's producing this WhatsApp group, which has been like 3 tiers. One for the everyone's invited. Then, if you want to join this group, there's a community group, and then now you join that group, there's a premier group. And I chatted to someone the other day who was in the group. He said, "Yeah, I was expecting something else. Like how much is the course?" And we got that at the end of it. It's like 547 euros.
They should do a school group. Then you wouldn't have all these WhatsApp groups.
Well, I believe that she's preferring WhatsApp because she thinks it's much easier.
Yeah, I don't think so anymore. Especially
Well,
if
I'm not here to argue. It's not my group.
yeah, of course, yeah. But especially now, with the what's it called, live streaming, I'm really looking forward to that because I
Not,
have
not.
some,
I've been after something like that for months.
yeah. In another group I have, um, some of the people they join regularly on my calls
Yeah.
like this on Zoom, right? But they're not in the community. They're not on Skool. And so once,
Hmm.
we stream it through Skool, they are forced to go to Skool to be
You
on
can
the
encourage
call.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good. Is it just the two of us today, Tim?
I don't know, but it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, this is great.
I could I could keep you. I could keep you busy for ages.
Yeah, of course. No, I think Tim, what am I saying? Mark, he's gonna join, but he usually joins a little bit later. So yeah, he's one of
He's a
our
late man, is he?
trusted regulars. No, I think he
Yeah,
had
yeah.
another call before that, or he's just getting home at this time, something of the sort. Yeah, and Evan usually joins us,
Yeah, he's a late man.
and sometimes Keith.
I think I've only met him once.
Keith.
I think so. Is that his name?
Yeah, he
Keith?
was on the last call, I think. Big guy with a beard.
Yeah, that's I think the first time I've ever seen him.
Yeah, he's
Let's move my microphone a bit closer.
nice. Are you in the humans community?
No,
No.
I had a quick look at the link that was available for the pricing, etc. So I'm sort of not. I feel more comfortable under someone's umbrella,
The
under
you have a
somebody
look.
else's umbrella at the moment.
Yeah.
But I'm very close. I'm very close to um, satisfy my own needs, in as much as I don't like taking too many risks with what my adventure is with language learning.
Yeah.
I'd rather feel that I can go in and out and do what I'm a bit like a lone wolf on the outside, scavenging about, see what I can find, and then when I find something that I'm comfortable with, I'll make a home.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, well, that's the way I'm currently doing it, and I think maybe in reflection, I've been doing something quite similar for quite some time. Yeah, I've had some quite interesting insights recently
About
about all sorts of things: memory recall, photographic memory. Now I've got attached to my head. I'm adding modules to go.
have you ever come across I have no idea what it is called, but there is this technique where you use peripheral view instead of focused view to taking information, as in, like speed reading, instead of looking at the individual words, you look like at the whole page. I think
Yeah,
that's where,
I've seen that particular
yeah,
YouTube on this guy's channel. He runs a company in America, and I watch it occasionally when he's got something new or interesting. Normally he does shorts though, I think. So yeah, the speed reading one I've watched probably three of his particular videos, and then someone else's was doing speed reading. There was a guy many months ago who was doing medical studies. Like they got this is it MC something medical school university degrees, and there's like you take 7 years to get to be a doctor. But he was using speed reading to get a focus on reading books. So I've read all about it.
nice. I'm mentioning it because just the other day on a call with Mark, I recalled that, and the time I came across it was when I was interested in speed reading, but then
Mm-hmm.
um, it like expanded. I don't quite remember how it came about,
These things do, I'm sure.
but basically, what I then applied it for is, when you're like in a supermarket and you can't find a specific item, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
instead of searching for the item, I would, and I still use that technique today. I just go through the aisle and I use my peripheral view and I just look at the
Mm-hmm.
whole thing without seeing
Yeah.
anything, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
just
yeah.
go up and down, up and down. And then maybe not on that day, but maybe the next day, I'll walk straight through to where the item is.
Where it is, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So I
Well,
find that,
I think, yeah, that's a very good way of doing it. I think I may have done that once or twice in a very, very, very large store, because let's just say there are like 42 aisles,
yeah,
and
I'm
you
talking on,
can't go looking down every single one. So I go past the ends. So, and I know they've got some labels ahead, up the top on the back gantry, and
yeah.
therefore you can look at these labels and go, was it this type of product?
Yeah, obviously,
And
yeah.
and
So,
then yeah, the similar thing. But now that you're saying this, there are other aspects in which you can use it. So have you ever like used it to read the mind or your thinking
you mean looking inside?
in your
Mm,
head? Yeah, when you have more than one, or let's say I've written down a list of 10 things on my shopping list. Okay, as we're talking about shopping, but you can apply it to other things, even if it's a list of verbs or a list of nouns or connecting sentences, which maybe there's 10 of them as an example. Because I've got currently like 60 was 82 lines and there's 64 sentences on it. So if I was looking down at my shopping list and there were 10 items, and I knew by studying it for maybe I need this day, I need that for that day, and you write it down in an order from top to bottom. Most people, I'm assuming, maybe they write it from the middle outwards. I don't know, but if you're looking at, some people would be very, very detailed and write off the aisle list as well. As you're saying, you write the aisle list down, so you know where to go, but you don't need to know what you're going to buy.
Yeah.
Or you do it the other way around. You can do it from top and bottom and pick two things only, and that's your peripheral vision. So instead of reading a book, you can read what's the visual representation in your mind. So I did that earlier.
Nice. I have to try that.
So, well, that brings me back to the current mindset I've got with actually memorizing now. I've got a very, very strong memory of the story that I started with about must be about 5 weeks ago now, or thereabouts. So I had this one story, and I was using the TPRS version 2 storytelling method, and this particular story just stuck in my head in English, and then I wrote it all out in Italian. And then I did that. I tried to memorize it in just by recalling it and going back like SRS with it. So you can apply that to as many skills as you need. But I'm just focused at that time. It was about 2 hours of just writing it all out. All right. Hello, Keith. Hello, Evan.
Hi.
Hey, Evan. Hey, Keith.
Hi, Dan. Hi, Evan. Hi, Tim.
Tim and I were just talking about using peripheral vision to like for speed reading, or I then said I use it when I cannot find an item in a large, supermarket. I just go down the aisles and like look at everything with my peripheral vision without actually seeing anything. And then maybe I won't find the item on that day, but like a few days later, I go there and like walk straight to where it is. And Tim then said that you can use that also for your own mind. And so, yeah, that was interesting.
It's an inside peripheral vision of a mental image or photographic memory you got. I actually had another example whilst I was. I remember some woman's name. I don't know why I remembered it, but I went through the alphabet trying to recall the memory. I got all the pictures in my head, but I couldn't remember her name. And I went through the alphabet, like once backwards and once forward, and then like left and right and every other one. And then suddenly I remember my own surname. And I then recalled what her first name was, because her surname used to be the same as mine, because she was a cousin.
You were connecting the dots, basically.
Yeah, I was going from top to bottom. As I was saying, the peripheral vision is you've got to have this measurement. And if I was to say, okay, on my left-hand side, I'm going to recall something that when I was 4 years old. And then on the right-hand side, I'm going, well, let me remember something in 1980, and then I'll come to the central vision whereby it could be top or bottom. So you can actually draw those 4 elements in together in your thinking.
That's very interesting. I think it probably depends on how our individual minds work when we, some people have like left brain, right brain, I don't know what, logic and creative. And yours seems to be very like visual, photographic.
It is now. It never used to be.
Okay, nice.
I've just been doing a lot of, studying, I suppose, and it's just clicked one of the levers into action now.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Evan, can we hear your music?
Ding ding.
Okay,
Thank you.
Mhm.
It's early for Evan. I
cool.
think he's doing his morning routine. Yeah, it's fine. It's totally fine. It's cool. And for Keith, well, actually, for Keith, it's 1 hour earlier than for Evan, I think.
It's
Are you on the
9:50.
west? You on the West Coast or Mountain Time or?
Pacific time, I
Pacific.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's even an hour earlier. But Keith is an early bird, right?
I need to be. School's about to start up again. Depends on how long the strike goes for. But for now, I usually get up around 6:30 so I can get them off and on the bus by 7:30.
Yeah, I was teasing a bit because if you could, you would sleep longer, right?
I think my natural inclination is actually to get up at 5, but because of years of working in retail and working late, my body is
Each
given up on
shift.
trying to get up at 5, yeah.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, it was always like right around 5 a.m.
Yeah,
almost every day.
yeah.
What were you saying about a strike?
Oh, the school. The school is pretending like they didn't already agree to negotiations and are trying to renegotiate. So the teachers are like, yeah, that's not happening. And so they're striking.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, it's
Interesting.
locally.
Striking for a non-negotiation. That's quite clever.
Yeah. So that's where we're at right now in my local area, at least. So, Dan, the reason why I said right was because I didn't want to give away a potential answer to what your post was. So my thinking was if
Oh,
she's talking to you from the north, right? So you're looking at the north, and it said that she's not made of stone, so she's not the hearth. So then there was no west option. So I was thinking to the east, which would be to the right because of the sunrise, because of something else that was said about a circular form of energy. I don't remember the exact wordage, but it made me think of sunrise. So I was like, I choose the right because I didn't want to give away that the east was the correct answer from my point of view, just in case somebody else read the thing and wanted to try and think for themselves.
yeah, very nice. Very nice. I think we have to, because it took me a while to remember what you were talking about. So just for Tim and Evan, in this one community, I made a post and it was a riddle. And that riddle came about because of a conversation I had with Mark. And so instead of then replying in that thread, I made its own post. And I will put it in Skool Buddies so you guys can see it there too, right? And so that's what Keith was referring to right now. And yes, I understand because I actually should put that in the post, to reply back in a riddle or to DM me instead of putting the answer, right?
Hmm.
There are some. Um, I remember, was it a forum or something where you had the option of marking your text when you post it, so that you had to like a spoiler alert. You had to click on it to see
Hmm.
the answer.
Does
Um,
school have that option? I don't know if they do.
no, and I don't expect them to have stuff like that. That's just
Mm.
little frills that
I mean,
unnecessary.
you can just give them a hint to be like, put 4 carriage returns before, because I mean, comments only open up
Ah,
so much.
yeah.
So you can just be like,
That's a
if you're gonna put
workaround.
your answer in here, put 4 carriage returns beforehand, so that
Yeah,
you're not giving it away.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yep,
yeah.
there's that
But
method.
you would have to click more for it to
Mhm.
open.
Hmm. I should have thought about that.
No, that's fine. But the riddle, I'll have to go over it because it's quite complex, right? It all came about that Mark said something like this would be like a bigger saga than the Viking tales. And I then posted that image that's on that post that I showed you, and it looks like a rune. And Mark tried to find that rune and he couldn't. And that's why I then decided to make the new post with a riddle, because this predates the runes. It's very ancient history of Europe, and I know this or came about it through my research for my book, right?
Oh wow. Yeah, I didn't even consider trying to look up what the rune was. I just took what you said and then tried to make sense of it.
Yeah, yeah. And me, and I guess that's my, mind just works like that. Instead of, if I came across this riddle, I I wouldn't even try to solve it. I would do a reverse image search on that thing and try to find where it comes from, right? And so I actually thought Mark would do that. But then when I tried it, it doesn't give a clear result. Or maybe he didn't try it, which would be, the nice way of trying to solve it without taking this shortcut, right?
Hmm.
But yeah, I'll post it in School Buddies and we'll see what comes of it there. And then, later I will totally share what it has to do with my research for the book I'm writing.
Cool. I'll be looking forward to it.
Yep. And it's a lot of also obviously what's it? Hypotheses on my side, because when you look up on the World Wide Web what is written as history, is sometimes hard to prove the opposite when nobody has ever researched in a specific direction. And so I have a theory of things about that I will share in that post. We'll see.
Okay.
Yes, guys, for our School Buddies talk here, I was curious to know, did anybody create a community on the 90-day free trial?
I did with like 4 hours left on the clock or whatever. I was like, oh shoot, yeah. Let me just throw something together real quick. But yeah, I haven't done too much other than I've got it now. I got 90 days to lock it in. So thanks for that in the previous conversation, because I never would have known about it.
Nice. Yeah. I guess it was only known to people who were actually on that book launch. And I don't think, even on the book launch, I don't think it was really, advertised. I missed it the first time around.
Well, I got a text message from signing up for the book launch that said on the last day was like, hey, it's the last day for this offer. It didn't really like go into exactly what the offer was.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I mean, I went in and it was like, oh shoot, I know exactly what he's talking about, because he has the link in there as part of the text message.
Cool. Yeah, and after 90 days, and even after 14 days, we can always archive a community if we. And
Yeah.
I actually like that. Other than the community aspect, I don't like it, if you have like, I don't know, just saying something, 200 members, and then you archive it. It's like, yo, members are archived now. No. But when we're just building something and trying it out, archiving it, I find that super. You just revive it later on when you're ready to continue.
Yeah, I mean, this time around, I'm gonna, do the community I've always wanted to do, but was never like, it's not about anything other than just like, yeah, exactly what, exactly how I want the community to be. And I mean, use all the, pricing models or all the things, but it's not about, it's not about any other, yeah, I mean, it's a community for the people, not for. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's like life transformation or whatever through gamification, and using all the same kind of things that I like to do. But yeah, I mean, I have no like acquisition sources or anything. I don't really have like a funnel or a model or like here, like what my plan is. All I know is that it's like this is what I've always wanted to do, and I always kind of push it on somebody else and use pieces of it here for this community or pieces of it there for that community. Um, but yeah, I mean, with 90 days, it was like, here, if I'm going to do one, let me do the one that I actually have always wanted to do, not the one that I think that's going to work best, or the one that I actually have all planned out, but just the one that I want to do the most.
Yeah. Yeah, and I suppose it can always run on a $9 hobby plan. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, I did the free trial for the $100 one or whatever, but I can always downgrade it or whatever if I need to. So
yeah. I would have done the same. You can always switch to the hobby plan. Nice. And Keith, I think you started yours already a while back.
Yeah, I missed the option for the special deal, and I don't know. I chose the hobby plan because even though I'm confident it could work with enough work, I don't want to be spending $100 a month on something that I'm not actually building yet, but I wanted to hold the spot. So I was
Yeah,
going to do it and then try and get, you know, above 100 people, maybe 200 people on there, and then switch it to a pro plan. I was also going to wait to try and do anything paid and just to see if I could get people in there. But based on what I'm trying to do, because a lot of the people that are going to watch my content aren't necessarily people I'm going to want to be in my group. So I'm going to have to like kind of filter through. There's a lot of younger people. I've been recording content, and there's a lot of people that want to say the N word and random aggressive things. Like none of those people are people I actually want to interact with, but a lot of them are going to be the people that are going to watch my content. So I got to find a way to filter through, like you're welcome to watch my content, but you're going to get kicked out of my community unless you figure out how to control yourself.
yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah. People get really brave when you can't see their face.
Yeah, yeah. Um, what just came to mind when you were talking about your community with the $9 plan. When I did the numbers, or not the numbers, but checking the pros and cons versus the hobby plan to the pro plan, and looked at what is it actually that you do not get on the hobby plan. The main thing I came to see was, for one, you don't get an auto DM, but an auto DM you don't need when your community is small. You can easily handle them. It's actually better if you don't have an auto DM and handle it personally, right? So the
Right.
auto DM for me is not a game changer. Then the second one was no personalized onboarding video. The new thingy where you have these three things, watch a video. That one you cannot put your own. And I was like, in none of the communities I have I put my own video. So apparently that's not necessary at this point, right? So don't need that. And then the next one was admins. You cannot have admins or moderators. It's just you. And there again, when you're just starting out with a community, you don't need that. In fact, all the communities I have, only one of them has an admin. And that admin is currently actually not active, right? And so that can wait too. And then there's two more. The links on the side in your description box, where you can have links to whatever you want, right? Your offers or other communities. Those you cannot have on a hobby plan. And what I've seen on my communities, Yeah, I've used them in some, but just because I can, not because I have a real strategy behind it. So
Mhm.
that can also wait. And then there's the last one, and that's custom URL. And there, that is something that I like, the custom URL, especially when it is something that I'm like passionate about, or yeah, it's my, like, I don't know, my thing, my baby. Then I want that URL instead of um, something random, or not somebody to take that, right?
Right.
And so,
Yeah.
the communities I have now, that is the main reason I'm not downgrading them, because those names are important to me. But other than
Yeah.
that, when you're not hung up on that, the pro plan is super. I mean, the hobby plan, sorry, especially because it has everything else included, right? All the stuff we need, like the unlimited uploads and you name it, everything is in there.
Yeah, all the names of your groups, if you were to put them on the google.com, they would be expensive names, you know, because
Yeah,
the way you name your stuff, it's all a desirable name. Mine is kind of specific. I doubt anybody would try and copy me unless my brand got big enough to be worth copying. And by then I would have bought it.
yeah,
So
yeah,
in my situation, I don't need to actually hold it down.
yeah. That's also exactly what I arrived at, because um, let me count. One, two, three, four. About four communities I have that I want to make in addition, right? But with all of them, um, there is an order. So there's not a priority for all of them, right? It starts with one. And with all of them, it's first over time that I would want to secure those URLs. So it's exactly what you're saying. It's once you grow, you can always do that. And actually, something that my wife said, and I already knew this, but I completely forgotten. And some people already do that, the buy me a coffee kind of thing. And I said, yeah, people do that. And the thing is, right now, it's like a one-off. So once you bought that product, you cannot buy it again. Is that correct, Evan? Right? When there's a product in your classroom, you buy it. Now you've bought it.
Yeah, and that's why you either do a couple of them or a few of them, and so that way, they can buy it multiple times.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, but yeah, that's the only
yeah,
way.
yeah. And so I said to my wife, yeah, some people do that. And now with the subscription model for the modules, that will then be possible to have that in there, right? So when you have a passion community and people gather and they're having a good time, you can totally ask them, look, if you like to support this, um, community, so that we don't have any overhead. I'm sure there's many people who will be willing to give a buck or two, and then it easily covers the $9, but over time it will easily also cover a 99 pro plan, I think, without you having, actually selling, just people. Because 20 years ago, I had that. I had some PayPal checkout thingy where people could donate. And so I didn't have any overhead back then with my community, just by people donating because they liked the community.
And that subscription thing that doesn't exist yet. That was one of the features they were talking about.
Yeah, it doesn't exist yet. It's one of the things that is supposedly coming.
And then I haven't really been on Skool much lately. What about like the video hosting and stuff? Is that up and running?
The native hosting is up and running, but not the streaming.
Okay.
And so, right now, I don't use it for Skool Buddies, so this is uploaded to YouTube, so it's hosted there. But I could, if I wanted to, upload it straight to Skool and wouldn't have the need for a YouTube account or third-party whatever account. And it's unlimited. You can upload as many videos as you want, and the size per file is 30 gigabytes for one.
wow.
So that's
Oh,
a long video, right?
Yeah.
And that is for everyone. So you don't need to be a school owner to have that. A member can upload a video in their post. Native. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be cool for what I'm trying to do. Maybe I won't even need Notion at that point then. If the file sizes are that long, other than I still like the way Skool organizes, your options for organizing things are still kind of jumbled and limited. But yeah, one of my things is how do you provide oversight to people that that you're asking to do something, or have you completed this task or this mission or whatever. Yeah, with people being able to upload their own videos, then yeah, I mean then that should be easy. I mean we were just using Loom in most of the cases, but yeah, this will allow you to just do something straight from your phone and then just
Yeah.
plug it in, which is easier for people to understand without another third party thing that they have to do. And then you only get 5-minute videos or whatever with Loom or any of the other ones.
And what's really cool when you upload, now this is for community owners, of course, when you upload videos to your classroom, you can select any part in the video, you can scroll to make a thumbnail. You just go to where you like it, click, and there's your thumbnail done automatically. Really cool.
that's cool.
Really cool.
Okay.
And
So look
timestamp.
for all smiling faces. There it is. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm newish to YouTube to use it as a creator, and so what I'm dealing with right now, maybe there's others. I have 3 thumbnails I can choose from, or the way I would then do it is find a place, do a screenshot, and then upload that. Right? That would be my way of doing it on YouTube. But here on Skool, you literally just go to the place you like, click, thumbnail is created. And also timestamps, you just write the timestamps in your, you post a video and then in your text below the video, you just write the timestamps and they get automatically connected to where you want in your video. It's really cool.
Like I mean, like you just literally type that they don't have to do any kind of linking or anything.
No. You just write, 01 minute colon 23 seconds, and then whatever description, and then once you hit save, that number, the time is then clickable. It's a link, and it takes you straight to that point.
That's neat. Yeah, they did a good
Really
job
neat.
there for sure.
Really neat. Yeah.
Do they also have closed captions and multilingual captions on the new platform then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Cool.
No, I don't know. I'm just asking a question if it is or not.
Oh,
I was watching an embedded video the other day on one of the Hebrew sites on Skool, and I couldn't download it. There did appear to be some closed caption in English, but I just wondered if it actually was possible to do it in Hebrew.
Yeah, I'll try it in the Skool Buddies classroom and see what other features there are.
That'd be
Because
interesting.
I must say I haven't used that yet, uploading videos, other than when it first was announced, came out, I think about a month ago or maybe longer now. That's when I tried out, the thumbnails and the timestamps, and it just, and also, short videos, not like a 1 hour thing like this, but the usual, like a short loom that we do, stuff like that. The upload is really fast, and the compressing they do and everything, it's really snappy. It's amazing how, I don't know how maybe they have some algorithm. It's really nice.
Well, it's all these compression rates, isn't it? Depending on how quality you want.
Yeah. And I was saying to Tim earlier, I have, this call, like the Skool Buddies call, I have that in other communities. And in one community, I have people joining regularly for this call. Super nice, everything, but they're not active in the community on Skool. And so when we get the native video streaming for Skool, that means people like that will then have to log into Skool to be on this call. I think that will be good for us as community owners to get more engagement.
Push people onto the platform.
Yeah.
Make it worth it.
And then you really don't need to, I think we all are technical versed people. For us, it's no big deal to, have a call over Zoom or whatever. But what if somebody isn't with the native streaming here on Skool? It'll make it so easy. You don't need any, you don't need to like find out what's better, Zoom or Google Meet or Teams, right? That's all. It's not a question at all. You just do it here.
So is it just going to be you provide them with the link, and then if they have a Skool account, it should take them along to where they need to go?
I have no idea, but
Awesome.
what I do know, once it comes, I'm going to be surprised how simple and clever it has been implemented, because with everything that was announced and introduced, I was like, wow, this just, it just makes sense. And it's like, I would have done it like that, but I wouldn't have thought of it, and they did. So I'm sure it's going to be awesome. And also, like, for example, we're having this call right now, and it's being recorded in our Skool account. And when the call is over, it's already there in the classroom. It's like you don't have to do anything. It's there. It's uploaded. Looking forward.
It sounds like a silver bullet going through the meshes of some other matrix that we're currently using, like Teams or Zoom and Meet, and then we're going through that without even stopping.
Yeah.
Well, my particular idea would be creating my language lessons, conversing whoever is conversing on the other end in their native language, and then showing them how they can actually have a lesson online, but also then take it offline for the other times that they don't have, a session booked. If that was easy with streaming on Skool, then probably I'll be interested.
I think once this new feature is launched, we will then see a lot of other people using it in ways that we might not have thought of. Right? We think the way we would use it, but maybe we'll see implementations of other people that we're like, oh wow, cool.
Yeah, it could be people who launch rockets, off Cape Canaveral. They could be using it.
I hope so.
Well, it's not outside the universe, is it? I mean, it's still feasible.
Yeah.
Maybe they've already got a system that does all of that. I don't know. Multi-teamed, video screen logged into some cloud level satellite dish, communicating with families, friends, professionals, technical support, navigational, observation from other satellite systems. I'm just going over the top of it, but that's the way things, I think.
Well, things are developing in the right way, I think, with all these features. What I really like is that when something is announced, it's actually happening, because I was part of other platforms, communities, and things were being developed and announced, but they like never came, or maybe like 3 years down the road, right? And so that was really like, yeah, not good. And here, I think things get announced once they're really happening, right? So that's good.
I think that's why Sam likes it. Just doesn't really want to say much about it until it's live and ready to go and perfect
Yeah,
by his estimation.
yeah, and it makes sense. And of course, you still have some people, but then you know, me and Tim is elder to me, but I then take the right to say these people are young, because some people are like, oh, it was announced and then it took so long. I'm like, dude, it took like 4 months. That's not long. And it happened, right? And so yeah, it's obviously when you're very young, I might have said that too. And also when you grow up, a young person now growing up, things happen fast. So yeah, it might seem a bit longer to them.
What is the age limit on school? I'm not sure.
You mean the minimum
For
age?
having us for having a
13.
school account. 13? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's 13. And that comes out of general US legislation, I think. I'm not sure, but I remember when, I was setting up websites and communities, and you would take the default legalese. It's always 13, and obviously you can set it to higher.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I see, I'm funny like that, right? So for example, I get a new car, or I rent a car on holiday. I'll read the freaking manual, right? That's me. Because I want to know what all the stuff it can do, right? And so when I checked out Skool about a year ago, I read through all the legalese, the terms of services and everything, right? And that's where I remember 13.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
I was actually wanting to make sure it wasn't higher than 13, because then if it's the same thing across the board, then it makes it easier to mention content around it. Be like it's a platform that allows 13-year-olds on there, but
Yeah.
not all the content on there is for 13-year-olds.
Yeah. Yeah. And obviously it's, that's the minimum age for somebody to open an account. But for you to run a community, you um, can then set it to whatever, right?
Interesting. Okay, cool.
Cool. What's on your
Huh.
mind?
Oh, for me?
No, I was asking Evan, but for you too.
Oh, Evan. Okay. Yeah, he does
Well,
look like he's thinking about something.
Yeah.
well, I was just trying to put my group description in.
Oh, I
Uh,
see. Yeah.
so it's
Cool.
like, okay, hold on, really.
I was thinking of joining.
I just finished my about page video for the first of those 4 communities that I want to do. And I almost forgot that we have the Skool Buddies call as I was doing that.
Oops.
So I finished that video. I finished the about page description. And next I'll do the classroom content. And it's easy because it's basically I'm duplicating a community that I've set up a few years ago. All I have to do is, I know already what goes where. And so I'll do all of that actually in school guides, on draft before I then actually do it in the other community. Because now we can just move everything with what's it called? The key to move a whole classroom. That's really cool. You just share, you generate a key and then you can share a whole classroom with another community.
Hmm.
Another
Okay.
feature that I really like.
Is that for if you want to archive a group but move the group over?
Well, you can use it for so many things, right? So, for example, let's say you have a free and a pay community, and they're about the same thing, but it's just another tier. And let's say you started with the free community before you make a paid community, and you have all these classroom modules, and you want to move some of it or all of it to your paid community or duplicate it, right? Make a copy of. Before you would literally have to like copy paste over, right? And make sure the formatting doesn't break and whatever. But now you just mark the, I think it's down to the page or maybe the module. I'm not sure. But you generate a key and then you go to your other community and then say import, and then it just imports everything from this community into this community. It's really, really handy.
That's cool.
Or you can also use it to, let's say you collaborate with another community and you say, this guy here, he has a whatever product he teaches about Facebook ads, let's say. Um, you can offer them to host part of their classroom in your community for, let's say, a weekend to promote that person's community. So all you do is then generate a key, import that module, and then, let's say Skool Buddies members have access to this for the weekend, which then promotes that person's community. So you can use it for that as well.
That's a really good idea. So what is the guarantee that the information is going to be cut off from the other community? Or do you just have to rely on the owner to cut it off themselves?
Cut off how? Oh, I get
So
it.
if you,
So I import
okay.
it here, right? Yeah,
Hmm.
it could remain there. Yeah, because he doesn't have control or she doesn't have control over mine. Yeah, obviously you have to trust each other and yeah, you're collaborating, right? Yeah, you theoretically you could then keep it, right? It's not that it could be switched off remotely from their side because it's a copy. It's an actual copy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That means you need to get along with the other person.
Yeah. Because I mean, it would change the way you might try and ask somebody for that. You'd be like, oh, you can shut it off after the weekend. And, you wouldn't necessarily need to trust me as much. Maybe I could give you some sort of an offer. But now that it's comes down to trust, like then you have to actually build a relationship with the person before they'd be willing to,
Yeah.
you know.
But haven't you noticed, this is interesting you bring that up. Haven't you noticed that there's other stuff on school where I don't know top of my head, but where it works like that. You actually have to, it comes down to being good people and having a relationship, else it's not going to work. And this is one of them, right? Because yes, they could, easily do it that way, in the code that you can switch it on and off. But then that automatically means that you don't really have to care with who you do, a collaboration with, or yeah, I prefer it this way.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting. I think it's a good way to go.
Yeah.
I just know for some other platforms, you basically could just be like, hey, I want to make a post on your group and I'm going to pay you for it. and then that's, you make the post, they look at the post, they agree to it, you pay them, and then their audience is exposed to whatever your post was. That's
Yeah.
more of a transaction rather than a collaboration.
Yeah, exactly. And then, what just came to mind now was then we're going into, the realm of promotions, advertising, etc., which I really love that we don't have that on Skool. This is every time, when, especially now with a lot of new people creating their school and they're asking, how is school different than others? What always comes to mind, other than how, just how slick it is and how it just works, there is no ads. That's really, not something to be underestimated. There's no
Yeah.
distraction, there's no clutter, there is no, you have to pay so your content is seen. And just yesterday I thought about, how scrolling works, because I hardly ever scroll on whatever social media because I don't use it. But yesterday I found myself scrolling, right? And I was like, this doesn't happen on Skool, because what I'm served here is served by the algorithm, what I get to see. On Skool, you have to select what you scroll. You have to select the community, and then you have to select which category, and you're presented what's in there, nothing else. Right? You don't get presented some random stuff that leads you down a rabbit hole.
You can still do a selective search within the communities on Skool, though, and it will find what you're searching for.
Yeah, of course.
In respect of the advertising content, on one of the free communities, you get the admin of the main pro group community sending in YouTube videos and pinning them to the top. So there are 3 of them. So they are adverts within the pro community going to the free community, which is annoying because he wants you to join the pro community, and the link is on there specifically. I would call it encrypted, which gets you to his one-to-one calendar to sign up for the first meeting, so that you can then be sold the pro community prices. But it's misleading because it's not actually the YouTube video that the URL is pointing to.
Yeah. I just noticed the time. Usually I put on the timer. I forgot to put it this time, and Evan just gave me a heads up that he has to jump off, and I have to jump off too, actually. So our time is already up for Skool Buddies Live number 6 this time. But thank you so much for joining, everyone.
It was nice. Yeah.
It was nice. Yeah.
Soft and gentle.
See you guys next week.
Yeah. See you guys next week.
Okay, Keith. Thanks.
Take care, guys.
Cheers,
Bye.
Bye.